This ISIS detention camp in northern Syria is the makeshift home of thousands, including dozens of Canadians since 2018. Now CBC News has learned at least 2 Canadian women and an unknown number of children are on their way home, expected to arrive in Montreal early Wednesday morning.
It does signal a degree of openness to repatriate Canadians.
One of them, Canadian Kimberly Pullman, a 50-year-old from British Columbia who was featured in this documentary.
I was really in a terrible space.
After Pullman's children grew up, she married an ISIS fighter she met online, then traveled to Syria in 2015.
He said, come where you're actually loved, where you're actually needed.
It's obviously very good news.
Lawyer Lawrence Greenspan represents 23 Canadians detained in Syrian camps, including Pullman.
Her health is very dire, and she is in a very, very tenuous health situation and condition.
But it's still unclear what role the Canadian government played.
We have protocols in place. We particularly pay attention to the well-being of children in that area. But as you know, I don't comment on direct operations.
Canada has repatriated 2 children and a woman in the past, but has said it wouldn't send consular assistance to Syria over safety concerns. Other Western countries are doing so, including France last week.
Supporting a terrorist group, whether here or abroad, is a serious criminal offense, and those who engage in that kind of activity will face the full force of the law.
Human Rights Watch has estimated roughly 4 dozen Canadians remain detained in Syria. Most are children.
The Prime Minister has not wanted to spend any political capital to repatriate anyone with suspected ISIS ties, and so essentially has abandoned Canadians in conditions of unlawful detention.
So, Ashley, clearly there's a debate around this, right? The idea that those with ties to ISIS should be allowed to come back to Canada.
Yeah, Adrienne, it's contentious. Most people agree that these children are innocent, but some terrorism experts say that the men and the women who joined ISIS should be prosecuted if there's evidence. And Human Rights Watch notes that Kurdish authorities are asking governments to take responsibility for their nationals. Now, I talked to Pullman's sister in the past, and she told me that Kimberly has the right to a fair trial here in Canada.
All right, Ashley Burke in Ottawa, I know you'll stay on it.